This is gonna be so weird. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Sillies and Sads. It's me, Taylor. I know, you guys are shocked. You're shocked that it's me, right? I am here to take you on a journey through the highs and lows, as you all may know, of life. You know, from the chuckles, the tears, all things silly and sad, okay? I have got it covered. This is going to be how I hope all future video formats will go, right? Because I want this to be a little more organized. You guys come back because you're like, oh, I love when Taylor does this, or I love when Taylor does that, right? So I kind of have like a little script. Obviously, it's just a reference point. So that way I get all of my thoughts out. And that way I'm not just like running off on tangents and like kind of pausing and having to cut all that stuff out, you know? So I came up with segments. I know. She's a podcast host. Yes. Okay. So we are gonna do our first segment, our weekly silly story. We kind of did that before in phase 1 of the podcast. In phase 2, it's just gonna be our weekly silly story, right? Because it's Sillies and Sads. So first silly story segment ever, okay? I am addicted to Celsius and Lean Cuisines. I know, an addict being addicted, we're all shocked, right? No, but in all seriousness though, like Jalen, she showed me like both of these things, and I think I have talked about this. It's the Celsius cola flavored, and then the protein Lean Cuisines, like they're amazing. I even have Jake hooked on them, which, you know, when I tell you like I'm addicted to this shit, like there's like a 10% off coupon at the store right now for the Celsius, or like 20% off for like all Celsius drinks. I stocked up. Not to mention, I bought like 12 Lean Cuisines yesterday. Like I have a fridge and freezer fully stocked, okay, of food. All kinds of different food. And I was like, you know what I need as like a silly little girl? I need Lean Cuisines because now I'm addicted. There's one in particular. It's like the turkey tenderloin with stuffing and like cinnamon apples. Chef kiss. It's out of this world. Like I'm so dead ass. Like if you guys have not tried this shit, okay, I need you to. Like, and have you ever been so obsessed with something that it becomes like almost a new personality trait? Like you walk in, you're like, yeah, it's me and my Celsius. That's me. That's who I am. I was like that with iced coffee. Not that I still don't love iced coffee, because I do. But now, add on the layer of Celsius with a dash of Lean Cuisine, and this is who I am now. Okay? Now, I'm going to hit you with flashback moment. Yep, you heard it right, a flashback moment. We're coming in hot with segment 2, okay? I'm going to take us on a trip, right, down memory lane to a moment in my life that I feel was a little silly, okay? And these segments, by the way, they can be either silly or sad, but this week, we're going to do silly, okay? You know when you're a kid and you decide what you want to be when you grow up, right? So I was obsessed with Steve Irwin, like to a fault. I convinced myself he was my dad. When he passed away, I was devastated. I took it like a personal attack to me. I'm sure like most people did when he passed away. It was very, very sad, right? So I wanted to be just like him. I decided I was going to be a zoologist, and I was going to move to Australia, and I was going to work at his zoo. So it went from being a vet, being a zoologist, to then being a vet, right? Well, then my parents informed me that in order to be a vet, you had to operate on animals and like cut them open and stuff. And that wasn't for me. It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to work. Okay. I went from that to wanting to be a marine biologist, right? Like in the ocean with the fishies, right? I was going to hunt down the stingray that got Steve Irwin, and I was going to take him and his family out. That was what I decided. Who knew that to this day, I still can't swim. And I have an irrational fear of what lurks in the water that I can't see. Like, yes, I can get into a lake. Yes, I can get into an ocean. But if you think I'm going out, like, out past anything, no, absolutely not. I'll jump in, I'll have a little splishy splash, but every couple of minutes I'm running out because I don't know what lies beneath, okay? So it went from all of that to like where I am now. And it's just crazy how some moments just like stick out in your mind, right? Like that I think about all the time. Like all of it was all in the same vein, like zoologist, vet, marine biologist, it all kind of lined up to where I am now, like in a few short months, right? Embarking on like this whole new journey of being like a peer mentor, helping people, addicts who are like me, you know? And it's definitely not where little Taylor thought she would be, but I'm just saying I think she would be proud because I know as big Taylor I am. Okay. Now, baby, we're on to segment 3. Yes, you heard it right. Segment 3, a silly or sad quiz. So, I have crafted some cutesy-wootsy little questions. So, essentially, they're just scenarios, and I'm going to read them to you guys. I'm going to pause. I'm going to let everybody at home decide if the story's going to, like, if it's going to play out silly or if it's going to play out sad. Okay? And then I'll obviously reveal it at the end. And then, you guys can like comment or, respond. You know how you guys do it. Like, comment, review, all of that stuff. And let me know what you guys thought it was going to be. Okay. So I did write this down. So I am going to read it off because, yeah. Okay. So here is your scenario. A man decides to bake a cake for his girlfriend's birthday. He's never baked before, but is determined to make it special. After hours in the kitchen, he realizes he used salt instead of sugar. When he gives it to her, she takes a bite. And what do you think? Silly or sad ending? Okay, I'm pausing. Okay, time's up. All right, the answer? Silly. She laughed out loud, of course, took a playful jab at his cooking skills, and then ordered a dessert from their favorite bakery. But hey, it's the effort that counts. And girls, I know if you're out there and you're listening, if you're a man or men out there listening, if your girl makes you something and accidentally messes it up, all you care about is that they went through that effort to make it for you. So in my mind, that's a silly. Okay, I have one other scenario for you guys. Okay? A young girl is seen sitting at a park bench every day after school, writing in her notebook. An old man, curious, one day asks her what she's writing. She shows him pages filled with sketches of trees across from the bench. What do you think? Silly or sad ending? All right, pausing. Da, na, 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 na. Somebody please sign me for my Grammy. Okay. Are we ready? The answer? Sad, but heartwarming. She tells the old man that the trees remind her of her late father, who used to bring her to the park. She sketches it to feel close to him. The old man, touched, starts joining her every day, sharing stories of his own past. Okay, I know that last one got a little dark, but this is Sillies and Sads. I can't just be silly 24/7. I gotta throw some sad razzle dazzle. It is what it is. Okay? Now, segment 4 is going to be a deep dive, okay? And for today's deep dive, I'm exploring the intriguing world of laugh crying, okay? Have you ever found yourself in a moment where you didn't know whether to let a laugh out or shed a tear? Me, every time I wake up. Okay, let's dive into why these emotions often come hand in hand. And yes, I'm kind of reading it a little scripty. That's because I wrote it all down because it's a deep dive. I did a lot of research to do this deep dive, okay? So laugh crying, often termed craffing. Whoever said that, I have no idea. Ask Google. You can ask Google that, okay? It's an intriguing emotional response, right? It's when a person exhibits both laughing and crying simultaneously or in quick succession, okay? So I'm sure you've heard somebody out there laugh, cry, okay? My mom does it. She does a big, or I guess there's just more of like a shriek laugh. She'll be like, ah, and then she'll go in for the laugh, right? Sorry if that was loud in everybody's ear, but you get what I'm saying. So this phenomenon, right, can provide a unique insight into human emotions and our complex reactions to various situations. So here is an in-depth look, Okay? So I won't read every single thing I wrote down. I just wanted there to be several options because there's like 7 of them, but each of them have like a deep meaning. And if you guys would like me to go even more in depth into the topics that I'm researching, just let me know. Okay? Because I will. All right. So we're going to do dual emotion response is the first one, okay? Laugh crying represents the coexistence of 2 seemingly opposing emotional states. It underscores the idea that humans can experience multiple emotions simultaneously, and these emotions can manifest in unique ways. Okay? I feel like that one pretty much everybody knew. Like I said, who hasn't laugh cried out there, right? Number 2, emotional release, right? So both laughing and crying serve as like mechanisms to release pent up emotions, right? When emotions become overwhelming, the body might use both methods concurrently to cope, resulting in laugh crying. Okay? I know for me, when I get super overwhelmed, like, this is maybe just crying. When I get like really upset or something, I'm like really angry, I start to cry. I feel like that also falls in the same like vein as laugh crying. Okay? So, social context, right? Often the social situation plays a role in laugh crying. For example, a person might laugh at an unfortunate incident, like someone's like, "Oh, my dog just died," and you start laughing because they'll find it absurd, but then cry because they realize its seriousness or due to the emotional weight of the situation. Okay, right? Like your dog dying. Immediately, if somebody comes off the cuff and says that to you, you're gonna be like, and you're going to start laughing because it'll be so out of the blue. And then you'll start crying because you're like, oh shit, I made an oopsie. Like, who doesn't laugh at really uncomfortable situations? Situations that should be really, really sad, right? Like, I know so many people out there, including me, okay? So this one I really like, okay? Protective mechanism. Laugh crying can also serve as a protective or coping mechanism. Again, we've all been there. When faced with an emotionally challenging situation, some might use humor as a shield or way to lighten the mood, leading to a simultaneous laughing and crying, right? So it goes, in my opinion, right back in line with social context. It's like the dog dying, you laugh, you don't know what to do, you cry because you don't know how to cope with it. Like you don't know what to say, okay? And, okay, this one, last one, okay? And it's a little bit of a long one, so bear with me. Cultural and individual variations, okay? Reactions to situations can be based on individual and cultural differences. Everybody grew up somewhere different. Everybody's culture is different. Everybody's way of thinking is different, right? While one person might laugh, cry at a particular situation, another might only cry. Me. Cultural norms, upbringing, and personal experiences all play a role in how we react emotionally. Like I said, everybody was raised differently. Everybody has a different background. Not everybody is the same. So how everybody reacts to situations, again, is different. In popular culture, though, laugh crying can be depicted in various forms, from like movies and TV shows to viral internet memes. Okay? Everybody knows what a meme is. If you don't, you really gotta Google it. It's seen as a relatable representation of the human experience as it beautifully captures the complexity and unpredictability of our emotions, okay? In essence, laugh crying is a testament to the intricate design of human emotions and how they can blend and manifest in multifaceted ways. It reminds us that feelings aren't always compartmentalized, but can coexist, intertwine, and be expressed in tandem. Okay, you guys, yes, I did a lot of Googling for that. But yes, it all does make sense, right? Please, 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 please let me know what you guys think about laugh crying. Tell me if you do it. Tell me if you cry or laugh at really awkward situations that you don't know how to cope with, okay? And you know where you can tell me that? At my email at silliesandsads@gmail.com, you guys. Come on, send me some emails. Let me know what you guys want to hear about. What would you like the next deep dive to look like? What picture can I paint for you? Let me know. Okay? And so I think that'll do it for this episode, okay? So as we draw to a close, I do want to give a quick shout out to my girl Stephanie and my girl Danielle, again, for my beautiful artwork and my beautiful intro. You guys are amazing. I also want to give a shout out to amazing patrons and all my amazing listeners out there who have stuck with me through this new transition and are fully enjoying it, because I know that I am, okay? And remember, this is going to get so cheesy. Ready, guys? Remember, life is full of both sillies and sads. It's the combination of two that makes our journey so memorable. You guys can cross-stitch that on a fucking pillow because it's beautiful. I know. So, thank you guys for tuning in. And again, if you got your own silly or sad story, please, 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 please don't hesitate to share it with me. You can DM me on Instagram at Sillies and Sads. You can DM me on Twitter at Sillies and Sads. You can DM me on TikTok at Sillies and Sads. And again, you can email me at silliesandsads@gmail.com. Okay, you guys? Also, if you go to Sillies and Sads, you'll find all of my personal handles as well. If you guys want to follow my own personal journey, by all means, I would love to have you guys along for this roller coaster. Okay? So until next week, right? Until then, keep embracing every emotion, you guys. Come on. In every moment. Because life is silly and it's sad, baby. Okay. Until next time. Love ya. Bye-bye.